Hello, Mama. My name is Jessica Freedman, and welcome to Prenatal Yoga for Birth Prep. In today's class, we are going to be talking about some of my favorite prenatal yoga postures that help prepare our body for childbirth. So they also help us feeling balanced as we move into the last trimester of pregnancy, and they hopefully keep our body functioning really well and prepare our body to move through the transformative act of childbirth. I'm Jessica Freedman from MamaShakti. MamaShakti means Mama Power. So today we're going to start in a seated sequence. And if it's just too difficult for you to come to a crisscross applesauce on the floor, you can do this in bed, you can do this on a sofa, and just take a folded blanket or a folded towel and kind of tuck it under your sit bones here, or those bony protuberances that you can feel when you slide your hand under your bottom. That will help elevate your lower spine and keep you from kind of hunching over. So we want to try and sit up as tall as we comfortably can, and we're going to work our way down from the neck through the shoulders, working on some thoracic mobility of the rib cage and the side body, working some pelvic floor, working some hamstrings, some glutes, working both strength and flexibility to try and keep our body moving well through late pregnancy and into childbirth. So we're going to start again with crisscross applesauce, comfortably crossing your legs in front of you, and we're going to try and sit up as tall as we can, and our hands are going to come to the ground. So as we inhale, we're going to let chest, belly, ribs, everything expand really big. As we exhale, we're going to hug baby into our spine as if we are drawing them in closer to our body and our hearts. Inhale, big expansion through belly, chest, ribs, and back. Exhale, hug baby into your spine. Inhale, big expansion, and exhale, hug baby in. 2 more times on your own. Big inhale, big exhale. Inhale, nose, filling chest, belly, ribs. Exhale, mouth, hugging baby in. Very nice. Moving right into extension of the arms over the head. Interlace your fingers and fold your fingers up to the sky. So press those palms away from your head, away from your body, full extension in your arms, but try to relax your shoulders. So we want to make sure that we're not wearing our arms or our shoulders as earrings, but that we're getting that good stretch through the arms, through the underarms, and through our side body. Breathing steadily in through nose, out through mouth, if that's comfortable for you. And then exhale, palms to heart. Very nice. And then we're going to just gently twist to one side and then the other. One side, the other. Just gently, not forcing anything. Finding the gentle movement of your spine as you twist from one side to the other. Very good. And now we're just going to allow ourselves to wave. So I'd love for you to let your upper body, maybe even your hands, feel like some seaweed that's being pushed around by an ocean wave. And you can bend forward, you can circle, you can move your shoulders and move your heart and move your ribs. I love to offer the imagery of, imagine like you're a piece of seaweed or an underwater plant just gently being pushed to and fro by the current of the water, and allow your spine to be supple and soft as you move. Good. And now we're going to walk our hands forward and walk them over to the right as much as belly and baby will allow. And then we're going to walk them back to the center, extend through back, walk them over to the other side, fold as much as baby and belly will allow, and slowly walk up. Wonderful. So we're going to change the cross of those legs, bring the other leg forward, and we're going to work just a little bit more seated movement. So we're going to inhale one arm up and over, and come as far over as you comfortably can. So if you can't drop the elbow down, use the arm like a kickstand, and then come on over to the other side. Reaching long, through the top arm and then bending as much as you comfortably can through the bottom arm. Other side. And last time. Very nice. All right. So let's go ahead and close those knees and fold them up. And we're going to come to a 90-90. So we have our legs in what looks kind of like a Z shape or a 90-90 position. And we're going to pick them up and drop them over to the other side. And then we're going to let that arm come out and trace the area of space in between us and this just kind of outward space of air. So this is also working on proprioception, which is that way in which our body relates to the space around us. And this is really good nervous system regulation. One more time. Very nice. Excellent job, mamas. Okay, so both the knees come up. And now we're going to just gently tick-tock them from side to side. So you're sitting down on your bottom with your arms behind you, supporting your upper back. Knees pick up, fall over to one side, and then they pick up and fall over to the other. Good. Working a little bit of our hip mobility here, stretching through glutes and outer thighs, IT bands. Breathing the whole time, in through nose, out through mouth, if that's comfortable for you. Very nice. And then we're going to walk the feet as close as you comfortably can to your body and cross one leg over. And if that's just not accessible, keep that one leg down, figure 4 stretch like this. And if that's accessible, go ahead and find that bend in the knee and maybe a gentle rock. And what we're working on really finding here is a really deep stretch through your glute. When I say really deep, that's really deep for you. So if you find that kind of edge and you're like, ooh, that's enough, that's a perfect place to stop. And if you need to back out a little bit, please do. So we're really working on finding that stretch through the glute, and you'll only be able to bring your legs as close to your body as baby will allow. So also leave plenty of space for baby and belly. And then we'll slide those legs away, uncross, other leg over. Very nice. And remember, you may not have a lot of space for those legs to come close to your body, and that's okay. So leave plenty of space for baby and belly. Nice. Okay, excellent. Uncross, and then let's make our way over to our tabletop. So in our tabletop, our arms are wider than our shoulders, our knees are wider than our hips, and we're not quite that stacked table that we typically are, but we're allowing more space between our arms, between our knees to allow more space for baby. And I would like you to really drop your belly, relax your belly. Let it be full and just completely relaxed. Maybe even rock your pelvis up a little bit so the whole weight of baby is off your pelvis. Very good. And then sit your hips back toward your heels. And then come forward. Continue to let the weight of the baby hang off of your pelvis. And then sit back, forward, and back. Breathing. And so as we get ready to rock back into our child's posture, this is always a nice place if you have some props like a bolster, a couple really firm pillows, and you want a little extra support to prop those pillows or bolsters up under your body and allow you to have a little more support, especially if you have a big, beautiful baby belly and you need a little bit more support up here so you can fully relax into the posture. Very nice. And then we're going to slowly come up. Excellent. And we're going to stay here, but extend one leg, doesn't matter which one, we'll do both, out to the side and work on our adductor rock backs. So with those adductor rock backs, you're going to have one leg extended to the side, toes pointing forward. You're going to rock back and bring your bottom back toward the heel that's on the ground behind you. And if it feels really nice and you are enjoying the stretch, just sit back there and hold it. And maybe even move a little bit with it. And if you feel like you can go a little deeper and it's comfortable to do so without causing you stress or strain on any of your joints, please feel free to explore that movement. And when you're ready, come up, other side. Other leg extends. We'll just do those gentle rocks forward and back a few times. Very nice. And then hold it if it feels nice for 2-3 breaths. Notice any differences between the sides of your body. Perhaps one side's a little more flexible, the other side's a little more tight. Just observe, no judgment. And slowly, gently come up, leg comes under. Very good. So we're going to work a little bit of internal rotation of the femur bone in the hip socket. And we're going to do this seated. So we're going to take our legs and we're going to kind of open them up like so. And I'm just going to come to the side here for you. And we've got our toes out to a 45 degree, and we're going to work at dropping the knee as close to the earth as we can. So right now I have my right knee coming down to the ground, and then I'm going to lift it up. And then we're going to try left knee. Try to keep your foot that stays on the floor flat on the floor. We're really focusing on that leg that's doing the internal rotation. So femur bone, big leg bone, internally rotating in the hip socket joint. And then try this side. Very good. You guys are amazing. Oops, I let my foot pop off, so I'm going to make sure I put it back down. One more. Very good. All right, slowly coming up. And we're going to work one last posture. We're going to sit back on our heels and open the bottoms of our feet. And I said one last posture, but I actually have one more after this. So after we open those feet, we're going to go into down dog. This can be really intense for a lot of folks. So if you notice that sitting back completely on your heels is too much, please bring your hands forward. You can also just do one foot at a time if it's just those foot muscles are super tight. There is a big connection between the musculature of our foot and our pelvic floor. So if you notice that you have some tight pelvic floor stuff going on, check out your feet. See what the landscape of your feet is like. If it's really tight, there could potentially be a connection there. So make sure you stretch those feet. And if you did one side, do the other. And I love to suggest to my clients and students that they try and work up to sitting on their toes for about a minute. This is really a great way to ensure good mobility of the tissues of the bottom of the foot and the ankle, the toes, the muscles of the foot. Very good. And then we'll rock forward and just gently tippy tap our feet on the mat. And we're going to tuck our toes, lift our hips, and downward dog. And you can walk your dog here. I'd love for you to feel that stretch all the way from the bottom of your feet, maybe through your calf muscles, your hamstrings, your glutes, your back. If you notice that this is making you dizzy or you feel like you're getting too much pressure in your head, you don't need to do a downward dog if it makes you feel uncomfortable, but I like walking the dog for a good 30 seconds because not only does it help lengthen our pelvic floor, but it helps lengthen the posterior chain of the muscles of our back body, which if you do a lot of sitting for work, if you do a lot of driving, those can get really tight. So we need to be extra kind to those. And then we're just going to walk our feet forward and end with 3 breaths, inhaling, arms up long, exhaling to heart. Inhaling, reach toward the sky, exhale to heart. Last one, inhale, exhale to heart. And there you go. There were a handful of my favorite positions in yoga, my favorite yoga postures that really work the musculature of our body from our neck all the way down to our toes to help prepare our body for birth, to help us feel more ease and comfort in late pregnancy. Now, let me know if you enjoyed this practice and I will share more with you. I am so happy to have practiced with you today. My name is Jessica Freedman, founder of MamaShakti. MamaShakti means Mama Power.